Hello everyone, it's Steve from Aircraft Specialty, and the purpose of this video today is to show you our new custom cooling louver ordering process and kind of walk you through the different forms that we have created to make this process easier for you. So if you go to Custom Products and you click on Custom Cooling Louvers, you'll notice a change to our website. Now at Aircraft Specialty we still have our standard stock size cooling louvers, which have been so popular for the last year and a half. Basically, this is a 12-inch by 5-inch outside plate, and we use 3-inch louver punch-outs on here. It's very popular with aircraft because it's just about the perfect size for an aircraft cowling. You can see it in this picture. This is what the final louver looks like. However, we also realize that many of our customers have asked for custom louvers, and we've been making a lot of those, and we thought it would be really neat if we could create an online ordering process where you can actually build and design a custom cooling louver and then order it without actually having to discuss it with us. Now, of course, if you have any problems with the online ordering process or you have any questions, we're happy to take your phone calls. But for those of you who know exactly what you want, you can now come onto our website, build your custom cooling louver, and order it, and we'll build it for you and get it sent off. So you'll notice we have custom single, custom double, and custom triple. And basically, this is a single row louver ordering form, a double row louver ordering form, and a triple row louver ordering form. For our purposes today, I will walk you through the triple row louver ordering form because this one is the most complicated with the most data, and then the other two work the same way, just a little less complicated. So basically, this form is split into two different sides. On the left side, you actually have a picture of what the cooling louver looks like. So on the left side, just remember you don't have to fill anything out. All this information will fill out by itself, and you'll see that as we go through this process. What you're concerned with is the right side of the form. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started here. The top three items are A1, A2, and A3. So basically what that means is that corresponds with A1, A2, and A3 on the form here. And at Aircraft Specialty we offer louvers in 3-inch wide louvers, 4-inch wide louvers, and 5-inch wide louvers. So let's say we want the A1 row of louvers to be 3 inches wide, the A2 row to be 4 inches wide, and the A3 to be 2 inches or 3 inches wide again. So we'll enter this information, 3, 4, 3. Now we also offer these louvers in different kinds of finishes. The first one is just a plain aluminum finish. The second one is primed for painting, where we actually take the louver once it's complete and we clean it, and then we use a self-etching primer on it. And finally we offer it in a black powder-coated aluminum finish. So today what we're going to do is we're going to just leave a plain, just plain bare metal. Next thing we need to do is we need to fill in B1, B2, and B3. So if you'll notice on top, B1, B2, B3, basically what it's asking is it's saying how much distance do you want between the top of the louver and where the first louver punch out starts. So we'll say 1 inch for B1. Now, when we look at the form, you'll notice that a bunch of items filled in right here. And basically what this is telling us is it's telling us that the top of louver 1 will be at 1 inch, the top of louver 2 will be at 2.25 inches, the top of louver 3 at 3.5 inches from the top. Louvers are on standard 1¼ inch spacing, so all this is doing is it's going ahead and filling that information out to make it easier to understand. The reason that this is important is when we go to our next row of louvers, which is B2, if you want the louvers to be staggered but you want them to align with each other, we make it easy for you. Let's say you want the top of this louver to be even with the top of the second louver in row B1. So we know that the top of that louver is at 2.25 inches. So we can input that same dimension into B2, 2.25. And when we do that, we notice that this row fills itself out. So it's telling us that the top of this louver is 2.25, the next one's 3.5, 4.75, etc. Now when we come back to row B3, let's say we want it to line up back again with row B1. So we look right here, it's at 1 inch, so we have to take B3 and also make it 1 inch. And now when you notice this, you'll notice that B3 is at 1 inch, B1 is at 1 inch, and B2 is at 2.25 inches, which matches louver number 2 in row B1 and B3. Okay, next thing we need to do is the left, or the width dimensions. So the left dimension is D, we'll say 1 inch for D. E1 is the dimension between rows 1 and 2. of louvers, so that'll be 1 inch. E2 is between rows 2 and 3, we'll make that 1 inch. And F is the dimension on the right side of the panel, we'll say 1 inch also. Finally, the last dimension we have to input is dimension C. And what dimension C is we're telling this how much of a flange do we want on the bottom. Now right now we don't know which row of louvers is going to stick the furthest down yet because we haven't said how many different punch outs we want in each row. But what we can tell is we can say wherever the bottom punch out is, wherever that ends up being, depending on how many louvers we put in, how much of a flange do we want below that. And let's assume we want a 1/2 inch flange on the bottom, so we'll enter 0.5. Now we have to do R1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the radiuses of the edge of the aluminum plate. Standardly, we just cut the aluminum plate and you end up with a square edge. If you want us to put a radius on it, you can select anywhere from 1/4 to a 1 inch radius. So let's say we want to do 1/2 inch radiuses on this whole thing. So we'll go ahead and we'll input a 1/2 inch radius on the entire louver plate. Finally, we have to decide how many louvers we want in each row. So like this picture shows, let's put 5 louvers in row B1, 5 in B2, and 5 in B3. So basically we're going to have 5, we're going to have 5, and then we're going to have another 5. We've selected a 1/2 inch spacing on the bottom, so the bottom of the panel will be right about here, 1/2 an inch below row B2, which in this situation is going to protrude out the lowest. But the neat thing is, what we have another algorithm on here. First of all, we've got the size of the aluminum plate. And what that's going to tell you is it's going to tell you what the entire size of this aluminum plate is going to be that you end up receiving. In this case, using the dimensions we input, it's going to be 14 inches wide by 8.5625 inches high. The next one is the size of the louver opening cutout. And what this basically means is once all is said and done, if we draw a box around the louvers that you requested, how big of a cutout will you need in order to accommodate that? Now, this is a minimum size that we have here. It's 12 by 7.0625. We recommend adding about an 1/8 of an inch all the way around for your actual cutout itself. But what we're telling you right here with this dimension is this is the minimum dimension you would need to cover or to encapsulate all of your different louvers. So let's say that you knew with a situation like this, let's assume we're doing a non-staggered louver panel, so we're going to start them all at 1 inch from the top. And let's say that you wanted a louver opening cutout of 12 inches by about 12 inches. So what we can do is we can just play with the data here and we can keep adding louvers. So right here, if we do 10 louvers on each, we now end up with a total plate height of 13.5 inches, a total plate width of 14 inches, and a louver opening cutout of 12 inches by 12.0625 inches. So you can play around with all the different dimensions to fit your exact application. Once you're done designing your louver, you click Add Louver to Cart. All the information propagates into our fields here, so that when you check out, we get all this information and we can build your louver exactly how you ordered it. If you have any questions with this process, please feel free to contact us, and we'll be very happy to answer any questions or help you get your louver designed the way that you need to. Hopefully this information was helpful, and if you have any questions, like I said, please feel free to contact us. And if not, we look forward to earning your business and receiving your louver order. Have a great day.